morning. Happy Tuesday. So I don't think we recorded yesterday. It was pretty busy. We had court first thing in the morning. Our internet was down. I was going to record when I was prepping for my hearing, but the internet was down. Couldn't use the phone, couldn't use the internet, and so I was kind of scrambling to have to handwrite my cross and direct because I had it on my computer. And luckily we use Google Drive, so I was able to get access to it from my phone, but I didn't want to have my phone with me in court when it came time to have to do exhibits, so I couldn't like print anything out or anything like that. So it was a little rough. And I got to the calendar call. I had to sign it on my phone. It was a really bad accident, so I was like 20 minutes to my office later than I planned to be. I had to sign it on my phone for calendar call. And I had asked the judge if I could come in later in the day, and based on their schedule, they were like, no, but we could ask another judge. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go through that. So the judge was like, okay, be here in an hour. I'm like, oh. So had to call Alexia, let her know what was going on. And then she called our client, and he met us at the courthouse, which was great. But then we got there, we couldn't find him. And so we called, and he was already in the courtroom. So we got him to come out, and we talked to him and prepped. We literally settled. We came into the courtroom, and the judge was like, okay, are you ready for the trial? And we got there a few minutes early, as you always should. And the judge was like, do you all want to go now? And I was like, I think we can settle today. And so she was like, you think so? Go ahead and talk to the other side. So we spoke with the other person, and we were able to come to an agreement. And hopefully, this works out for them. The client did want to keep us for another issue, so that's great. But, sometimes in a case when the facts don't look good for anyone. And I mean, if we're there and our client was defending himself, of course the other side's going to bring up all the bad stuff that he's done. But then we could bring up all the bad stuff that she's done. And I just think that I don't think it was worth the embarrassment, because ultimately the goal that they agreed to is what my client wants. He wants some other things that you can't really get in court, that the court's just not going to get involved in. But there are other alternatives for that. So we just advised him on that, and he decided to keep us for the other issue that he had, and he may want to do some others. Also, it was eventful because Ash started with us. He is a 3L at Campbell Law School. You may get to see him today. I'm not sure based on how our day goes. But he started with us, so I had to call him when I was running out to court to let him know, because on my first day, if my bosses weren't going to be there, I would hope that they would tell me too. So I had to let him know, like, hey, I know you're supposed to be here in 30 minutes, but the judge wants us at court earlier than we expected. We just never know when, and it's okay. We just block off our whole day for that. But this court case came after Ash's start time and date was already set. So Ash came, we trained him, he got to do a little bit of work. He was really cool. Can't wait to see how this goes. But now I'm at the post office, do all the time. I'm at the post office box. And then I gotta go to Target and pick up an order that I made yesterday. But that's it so far. So today is Wednesday of the week. It has been kind of busy, but also not busy, if that makes sense. So we're about to do a lunch and learn. As you can see, we have a lot of colorful stuff on our calendar. Alexia is we're doing an unboxing of our snacks, a restocking. So the young kids do unboxing videos of toys. We have snacks for the office. So the law clerks have asked, and we are providing. So we just want to have a little variety: granola, Cheez-Its, fruit snacks, coffee stuff. We're going to do the lunch and learn. It's on cybersecurity. Boo. But it is important. So I told Alexia that we should make it fun, which she definitely was trying to make the fun. What were you going to make today?
I was going to make spiked lemonade, but it didn't work out.
So now we're just going to have...
I actually brought it.
Oh.
Because I wanted to see if it was good to you, then we could have it, but it wasn't good.
Oh, so I'm going to test it out because I'm okay and I'm not a punk. So I'm going to try the spiked lemonade and see what happens. Otherwise, I brought a ginger ale and we have water. And I don't know, but Ash, he's a new guy. His stuff is over there. He went to go pick up pizza, which I ordered for us. You all know that Smith Dominguez loves pizza. And what else did he go get? Ice cream. He got us some special ice cream. He has a friend whose family has a ice cream parlor, so he went and got us some nice stuff. I'm excited. Sydney, who I think you all met last week. I guess I could turn the camera to myself. I'm just stressed today. Sydney is coming early today so that she can partake in the festivities. We also are kind of cute, so that way we can take pictures outside, which, you know, you've seen our, it's beautiful. And we've been watching all the little TikTok kids out here. There's my car. But we're thinking about doing some outside pictures, so that way I guess updated, you know, semi-professional headshots. I just finished a consult for a business client. So those are the things that we're just working on today. I think Alexia has 2 people coming. She had a consult today. The people hired her today, and they're signing stuff today. So that's awesome. I had a few consultations yesterday, and I have a trial tomorrow that I don't want to go to court for, but I will. So got to just prepare for that and the trial I have next week. So we'll probably check in later. We're trying to make it as easy to deal with as we can.
Happy Thursday. I haven't been too active on the vlog this week, but it's just been kind of a weird week for me. I went to court with Ajani on Monday, and then a new clerk started with us on Monday, and then I can't remember much of what happened Tuesday and Wednesday, but we had consults and people kind of coming in to sign things, and then all of a sudden it's Thursday, so I haven't been too active, but it's been a good, busy week. But yeah, just wanted to check in, say hi. Hi everyone, happy Friday. I just wanted to update you on what's happening today. Ajane and Ash, Sydney, and Sarah are all doing an estate plan execution. And then I am just working on the website and some other marketing stuff, updating the website, adding some more things to it, and making some new social media posts to have prepared to post in the coming weeks. And I'm following up with some clients and some emails as always. It's been kind of a light week for me. The past couple weeks have been pretty busy, so this week has been pretty light, and I've gotten to work on a lot of social media stuff and marketing stuff and website things to have content batched for when things get really busy again, because it comes and goes. It's like an ebb and flow of busy and not busy. Other than that, I haven't really had much to say because I haven't had too many other things going on. Like I mentioned in a previous clip, we did go to court on Monday, and then I had a consult on Tuesday, I believe, and they hired me, and then I had document executions on Wednesday and yesterday. So it's just been pretty quiet. I haven't had much to report on. But yeah, it's also, I don't know, I think my energy's just been off. There's been a lot of new things lately, and so I think I'm just getting adjusted to that. But I think that'll be it for me today.
Hi, happy Friday. So I haven't posted that much this week, but today I just kind of want to give an update, kind of a recap for the week. It's been pretty busy and slow at the same time. Don't know when was the last time I spoke to y'all. That's how bad it is. Monday we had court, and Ash started with us. Tuesday, Ash was in the office again, and we just had a lot of work to get done. Wednesday, we may have spoken. Sydney, I think, came back on Wednesday. Then yesterday was Thursday. That was a little more exciting. I had court in the morning. So I came to my office pretty early. I woke up early, came to the office to make sure I could let Sarah in. Also, I just wanted to go over everything for court again, and kind of in my commute came up with another strategy for the case. a procedural point that I kind of forgot about. You know, when there's so much going on and a case just like keeps getting drug out, I thought about something that probably could have been helpful a long time ago. It's not like it's detrimental, so it's okay. But I think it is going to help my client with her case. I took Sarah with me to court, and Sydney and Ash stayed at the office with Alexia. Sarah went with me so that she could have a chance to see a family court case. Our case was not first, so someone else's trial went on, which took about an hour, maybe an hour 15 minutes. And it was good to see because the other attorney who I'm against, it was actually one of his cases. So I saw that. Don't really like his style. I mean, he seemed okay at first, but then the other guy, who I think his style was more like mine, he definitely did better. The law was on the guy who we have a case against, his side, so he kind of won, but I don't think it was really because of his lawyering. I think it was just because before we could hear everything, I was like, yeah, I know how the judge is going to rule because the law says this. All this rest of the stuff he's doing in his theatrics, they're not really helping. So hopefully I remember this when we do eventually have to go to court again on this case. But they called our case up, and I just kind of moved for the court to continue because our client had a child care emergency come up right when she got to court. She actually called me on her way, was like, hey, X just happened. I need to go get the kids. I don't want to get in trouble. And so she came to court. I tried to wait as long as I could, but when I saw that other case was happening, she left. And also one of our witnesses who's been coming every time we've had this hearing, she couldn't come today. And we just think that she would have been really helpful because one of the things that they're arguing about, that person can literally say yes or no, this happened. And I think that's really like something the whole case relies on. Most of the other stuff is just he said, she said, but this person can say, nah, I did this or I didn't do this. So, I mean, if you have a very important witness who can't make it, not because of their fault or something emergency comes up with your client, it's understandable. I haven't really had that happen the day of court before, so it's interesting. But I was ready to go forward just to get it over with, but I'm happy that we didn't, because that other thing had came on my mind. I was like, well, let me just prepare this motion just in case they do hear us or don't hear us. It's something I was going to file anyway, but it let me have the opportunity to review it. So the judge heard us. Of course, the other side disagreed with the continuance, but the judge was right. He's like, look, it's been continued before, but it wasn't our fault. It was the weather. And then the other time it wasn't our fault. It was the other side because the lawyer was going on vacation. So the judge is like, it's not their fault, they're asking, and things happen, so let them get this courtesy. So trial is set for 2 months from now, but honestly, how it works right now is good for my clients. So we're not really rocking the boat. We're cool, but we do know that it needs to be answered, and we would have rather it been dealt with 2-3 months ago now since they first filed it. But sometimes you can't decide those things. We don't have as much power as we wish, because if we had our power, this would have been resolved 3 years ago. I had to get an escort outside because the defendant like stormed out, and he's like had an attitude and stuff, and he's pretty violent, so I just don't want to take those chances. And I'm happy I had the escort because when I came out the door, he was like right there hidden. And I already had one experience with people hiding outside of court waiting for me. And so I'm happy the sheriff came because he started like mumbling, talking junk when I walked out, and the sheriff walked out right behind me. So it worked out. But that was pretty much it for that part. Got back to the office, had lunch. I'm trying not to order lunch, and normally I wouldn't, but because when it's a court day, I don't panic about making my lunch because I don't know how court's going to go. So I always have that day where either I'm going to go home after court and I'll eat when I get home, or I'll just order something if I go back to the office. So yesterday I did order lunch. It was a good lunch. But I also knew we had after hours networking event we wanted to take everyone to, since the state's rules have changed on COVID we still wear our masks and we still social distance at our office. I don't care what is going on outside. We're following the rules. But there was a bar association networking event that we wanted to take our summer law clerks to, just so that they can get to see people. They've been either completely virtual or mostly virtual during their law school experience. And we went to this pizza place, Bowstring, and we had pizza and drinks and just kind of got to network and they got to meet new attorneys or reconnect with people they've met before but maybe in passing. Thought that was nice. We stayed for about an hour and a half and then we all left. We were just tired. It was a long day. Today I had a divorce hearing. The divorce was granted, and I have a client who's very happy about that because she's been trying to get divorced since her year and a day, and things just kept happening to push it further and further out. But we're good now, so she's happy about that. Got to call her, and she was just at work, and so she was very happy. She didn't have to come. Another client came for an estate planning document execution, which was great because she's actually a pro bono client from Legal Aid. I think I talked about it maybe a week or two ago about her coming in for a consult, but today we got to actually execute her documents. Sydney and I worked on them. Sydney, myself, we finalized them yesterday, but Ash and I worked on them earlier in the week, maybe Tuesday. So we got to finalize them. She was really happy. She actually liked the way that she liked how I had the paper in the fonts and stuff, which I know Lacey and I always go like, does it matter? Does it not matter? But that was the first thing she noticed, and she said she really liked because it made it feel like I took my time. So I'm happy that it's not in vain, and that she noticed. But we got to get that handled. All the law clerks from this summer got to be in the room and watch and participate. Whether it's witnesses or just taking notes and things. Scanned everything afterwards, sent out copies by mail, and recorded with the Register of Deeds the power of attorney document so that it is valid as of today. If anything was to happen to our client, she would be covered. Then I had to work on a custody case. I had a custody consult about 15 minutes after our estate planning client left. So we had to quickly transition, but luckily I had people in the office. As y'all know, we've been short-staffed. So since I had people in the office, they were able to scan and make copies of things while I was starting to prep for the client who we had a virtual consultation with today. So it all kind of worked out. We finished like just in the nick of time. We did the virtual consult. It was also for a custody case. It's really sad, but sometimes it hurts to tell clients that we can't help them right now because they just had everything just sounded like a mess. Not that we don't want to help, but I do think he's going to come back. We gave him actionable tasks to do between now and coming back to us because we want to make money and we're a business, but we don't want to take his money, and we understand his situation when we may take his money and not be able to help him. And he's already had 2 other attorneys who, once his money ran out, they just withdrew from the case, even when he was ready, because they knew it was a difficult case. And I mean, we all want nice, easy cases, but I'm not going to run away from a difficult one, especially when I feel like he deserves help. And I think I know he has some disabilities and such, and I don't want him to feel like people are taking advantage of him. And especially as an attorney, I'm supposed to be acting on his best interest. And I think that right now his best interest would be to follow those tasks and then come back versus spending thousands of dollars with me right now. Yeah, I don't want to take his money and then he not get really anywhere because it's just such a mess, and a lot of this stuff he could probably straighten out on his own, and I think that he could. So that's my recommendation, and sometimes I just have to say that. I mean, he could pay the thousands, but there's just going to be more and more money, and he's already put a lot out. So I think he will come back to me. So I let one of the law clerks write up a summary of what we talked about with our client so that I can email it to him today. I'm going to review that and send it out to him tonight so that he has it, because I think he has some things he needs to do by midnight. After we had that, I started back working on a custody case that I've had for about a month, but The mail's been slow. Things been going back and forth between the client and myself because we had to make some corrections on things. But I wanted to get it filed and everything handled. So I was going to put it in the mail, but I'm going to actually take it in person on Monday, because if I put it in the mail, they probably wouldn't get it till Tuesday or Wednesday at this point. So I'm going to take it in person Monday so that Sydney can get that experience. Plus, we can know like court dates and things in person. I think it'll just be a quicker process that way. But it took a lot to get all the copies, because for family cases, you got to have a lot of copies of everything. Because the clerk has to have originals. The family court coordinator has to have a set. The defendant gets a set. Our client gets another set. We got to send stuff to the sheriff. It's just so much. So trying to make sure all those papers were handled right. That took a lot. Following up with the interns about their assignments and their questions and needs. Probably did other stuff. I checked in on other clients who I've been working with all week, or just over the past month or so, just to see what their cases needed. I have another custody case to finish up and get filed next week. I had to make updates to their documents as well. So next week I have a custody trial in Fayetteville that I'm not looking forward to, only because it's a long ride and I really want the best for my client. But you never know. It seems like something new happens every week on that case, but I know that my client's doing the right things and she's doing great, so I hope the best for her. And I just plan to spend this weekend working on her case, giving her 100% of my attention this weekend. I'm going to go out to dinner with my husband because we have just been both busy. And I think that's pretty much it. I know this week probably is shorter than usual, but hopefully we'll have more updates next week for you all. Bye.